Today in the program, the hard development of the light industry, or how to revive the industry from scratch and create high-quality and low-cost products under a domestic brand. For a long time, the work for Kazakhstan technologists of clothes and shoes was the labor with collections of small circulation of designers of Kazakhstan. And in the case that the fashion designers got famous abroad, then the mass production of clothes and shoes could be forgotten. However, fortunately, the sector of the domestic light industry is seeing a period of revival. Modern clothes and shoes under the brand made in Kazakhstan are not worse than foreign brands with their quality and design, but much better with their price. And the consumers are not only private clients, but also companies and governmental institutes.
На сегодняшний день работает более 470 человек. Ассортимент у нас большой, начиная от верхней одежды.
Today, there are more than 470 people who work here. We have big stocks starting from outerwear and ending with shoes. We have 11 workshops. Half of them are shoe workshops, another half are clothing departments. At the same time, we can produce up to 1,500 pairs of shoes in one shift. Also, approximately 1,500 pieces of clothes can be produced, including outerwear, which is also costumes and special clothes and military uniforms, even including underwear. We occupy 12,500 square meters in a new place. It is a production building with its own warehouse and administrative territory, and it is considered a new one. There were no such buildings in the history of all time, and what is different is that we united two directions into one: shoes and clothing. You may ask what motivates us to do this. Let's say the client comes and he must order everything in one place. It is convenient for him. In the case he would like to order outerwear clothes, he orders them. He can also order shoes in the same place. We initially had such an idea.
Хотел заказать там верхнюю одежду, заказал, там же заказал и обувь. И как бы у нас изначально такая была идея. У нас
Our production capacity is such that we can produce at volume from 20 till 25,000 winter camouflage uniforms per month, as per the order from the Ministry of Defense. So we have such production capacity here. The summertime volume is almost the same, even a little bit more. We produce 1,000 and 1,100 pieces per day in the summer period. It is as per the order of the Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Internal Affairs, the NSC, National Security Committee, the Border Guards, etc. It is impossible to live on governmental orders only, thus we had to start production of civil clothes. We sew civil costumes approximately 1,500 to 2,000 pieces per month for the start. Our current capacity allows increasing the production in the future. It depends on the situation on the market, since the company is still young. The location in the heart of Eurasia gives benefits to Kazakhstan because of the transit location and the specific difficulties in the business of the light industry sector as well. Bordering with competitors as China and Turkey in low-cost mass market, and popular expensive brands from Italy, France and Germany put high demands on both, as well as the price and quality of products. Therefore, it gives a special responsibility on the domestic producer. And although Kazakhstan's production of clothes and shoes can impress us with their high advanced technology and highly skilled professionals now, their formation was quite difficult.
Я и мои коллеги, мы ездили по зарубежью, изучали фабрики.
My colleagues and I went abroad and investigated the factories, Chinese factories, their shoes and clothing factories, Turkish, German, Russian and Polish factories. Of course, we understood them. In China, we saw big factories where up to 5,000 people work. There were also small factories. So we sat and invited an expert and friend, a designer and architect, and he preliminarily began to draw, as you can see.
Дизайнера, архитектора, проектировщики, и начали рисовать предварительно, как ты видишь. Привлекали специалистов иностранных. Мы же у них закупаем оборудование. У нас оборудование немецкое, американское, японское.
We invited foreign experts since we bought their equipment. We have German, American, and Japanese equipment. And any seller makes installation also as per agreement. We try to fix it when required. There was such equipment which did not fit into the space as per its dimensions. Therefore, we had to build additional workshops. So it was finished. On June 17, 2011, we started digging the ditches. In 2013, in January, the first production started. The first plants began to work slowly.
начали запускать первые производства. Первые цеха потихоньку начали работать.
У нас довольно-таки завидный парк оборудования.
We've quite a good park of equipment. Since I've been in many factories in Kazakhstan and investigated, made analysis of the equipment. Of course, our equipment is the most high-tech and modern imported from Germany and Italy.
Самое современное, привезенное из Германии, из Италии.
Of course, supply and commissioning of expensive equipment is a very expensive venture. And despite the careful planning in this process, anyway, there were issues.
Мы купили оборудование у немецких наших партнеров в лизинг.
We bought equipment from German partners by leasing. They came here. We made a prepayment and paid a certain amount on a monthly basis. So you understand that instability can take place with money. When there are no orders, there is no money. When there are orders, then there is money. So it happened that we could not pay the leasing monthly fees at some moments. We were only delayed by 2 to 3 days. I came to work, all of us were shocked the equipment did not work. How did it not work? It was burnt out? How did it burn out? There was electricity, but the equipment did not work. And actually, no equipment worked at that moment, and I thought, why did they give us the equipment so easily for leasing at 8%? Meanwhile, the credits were 14 to 18%. Here we had 8%. Take it, please. They assembled it themselves. They switched the equipment off because of delay in payment, even being located in Germany.
Сами сделали, монтаж сделали. Они, сидя в Германии, отключили все оборудование за неуплату.
There were problems not only with finances. The Soviet light industry collapsed along with the USSR and its planned policy. During the hard years of country formation of the independent Kazakhstan, all remaining corporations with old equipment practically disappeared. Of course, specialists of this industry who knew the modern technology also disappeared.
По этой причине мы первоначально своих специалистов отправляли в Германию, там с ними, с их компаниями.
Therefore, we sent our specialists to Germany initially. We had agreements with those companies there and they were taught. And further, when our guys learned something there, we decided to invite one expert here rather than sending our team there. We invited Italian designers with this purpose. They came with their own models and templates. And they trained our team how to build the production line for tailoring and making shoes. Turkish experts were invited, and I think they also taught us something.
Турецких специалистов пригласили, и они кое к чему, я считаю, они научили нас.
Принимали на работу почти, чуть не с улицы. Сажали за оборудование, за машинки и начали обучать.
We hired people almost from the streets. They sat down with the equipment and machines and we began to teach them. Of course, it worked out from the first day. I remember January, we started probably on the 12th of January. Imagine 40 people working and sewing only 5 pairs of shoes. Can you imagine this? But the main important thing was our desire. We understood deep in our hearts that we would become skilled at it in the future and then the line and technology will be built up. So by the end of February, we began to produce 200 pairs of shoes per shift. Now we can produce 15,000 pairs.
Порядка 200 пар в смену. Сейчас 1500 можем производить. Если из 100 человек 15 останется, это успех. Конечно, текучесть большая была. Приходит, которые даже, честно говоря, не понимали.
If 15 people from 100 stay, then that is a success, since employee turnover was high. There were people who did not understand what a sewing machine was. Some of them stayed with us. There were people who left after 2 to 3 days. We hired them and checked up in 3 days. In case some had skills, we tried to keep them. There are specialists among them. When you look at them, they have burning in their eyes. They want to work and it makes sense. For example, those students who had practiced here in 2013 in our small workshop learned the equipment and programs. Those students work as specialists, heads of workshops, masters, designers, and technologists now.
И эти специалисты сейчас, те же студенты сейчас у нас работают начальниками цехами, мастерами, дизайнерами, технологами.
На нашем предприятии работает более 150 человек.
More than 150 people work in our company, and generally we have faced problems in the last 20 years, particularly in the shoe department.
Последние 20 лет проблема в обувной промышленности конкретно.
We opened a master class for shoemakers with our own efforts, where they are trained in such a way we taught our specialists. We train them each year, raising their qualification, and we strive for a higher level of quality.
Мы ежегодно их взращиваем, повышаем их квалификацию и стремимся к более высокому уровню качества.
One more actual issue is the organization of production. It is possible to buy the best equipment to train the staff and to learn the technology, but the questions of production organization must be adopted and formed independently in terms of Kazakhstan.
Есть четкие нормативы предприятия. Любой нормально действующий предприятие должен иметь определенные.
There are certain standards for business. Any normal operating company should have some occupying technical documentation. New or old, it does not matter. It is easier for new companies in terms that when we created the company, all the technical documentation from scratch was fixed simultaneously. There is some ease in this meaning. But we still have this responsibility on us.
Ответственность не снимается, эксплуатация здания, все производственные вопросы, оборудование, все коммуникации, электроэнергия, водоснабжение, теплоснабжение.
The upkeep of buildings, all production issues, equipment, all communications, electricity, water supply, heating, and plus all technical documentations for ecology, safety, and environmental study are as per standards of ISO 9001. The whole technical documentation that accompanies all usual business. Besides, all equipment we have here was imported. That is approximately 750 pieces of equipment. There's a schedule of their services, a technical map of services. There's also equipment under guarantees, which is served by foreign suppliers themselves. We have contracts with them. They come periodically as per schedule of service and fix them.
Они периодически, согласно графику обслуживания техники, того или другого, приезжают, обслуживают.
Today, the light industry of Kazakhstan covers the internal demands of the country no more than 10% in successful positions. Meanwhile, the country has big raw resources, wool, cotton, and hides. In such a way, the prospects of this sector's development remain great.
В будущем хотим открыть производство новое по производству.
We would like to open a new production of leather. This leather is almost under our legs here, just it requires improvement. Or it is exported to abroad in raw form for a penny. Why not produce it here? 5,000 heads of cattle are cut daily only in the South Kazakhstan region. Where does it go after? It goes under our feet or dispatched to China for a penny.
Либо под ногами, либо отправляется в Китай условно за копейки.
В связи с тем, что сейчас, потихонечку мы увеличиваем гражданские позиции, да,
Since we increase the production of civil clothing step by step, we are obtaining new lines for civil shoes now. We will receive new lines very soon. We are currently preparing the territory with this purpose.
Только вот эти линии занимают гражданские линии, гражданские номенклатуры. Берцы, туфли.
We will pose it in order that this line will be engaged only in civilian nomenclature, high boots and shoes. You've already seen our shoes that cost 18 to 20,000 tenge, maximum 25,000, which are made of pure leather. And the same production that we import from abroad, you know, I will not talk about the quality. You will wear a month or two, then it is impossible to wear it further. For this purpose, making leather production started slowly in Kazakhstan now. For production started developing Kazakhstan. We mainly work with Kazakh producers who deliver the leather for us. Fur is made in Shymkent, Almaty, and in the Almaty region also. And it turns out that 95% of it is Kazakh content.
Получается, 95% все содержание казахстанское.
Какой солдат не мечтает стать генералом?
Which soldier does not dream to become a general? I want to create good production so that the minimum 2,000 people who work in different directions would use our successful and prospective clothing. So I want our people to wear our clothes no worse than foreign clothes, and so we can wear it with pride. That is my wish.
Не хуже, чем зарубежные. Чтобы мы с гордостью носили это.